Hey, welcome to the show, my real estate friends. Hey, it's Under Contract Live. I'm Dave Cribbs. I'm your host. We come to you each and every week to help connect the dots in real estate. Today is no different. We do that by having world-class guests, and I'm excited about the show today. You know, I've kind of been teasing a little bit, but, you know, today's show is It Ain't Your Daddy's Mortgage. It ain't your daddy's reverse mortgage, actually. And we're not going to talk about refinancing. What we're really going to talk about is a new way to use a reverse mortgage when it comes to home purchasing. And new home builders, you should really perk up when we get this next guest on. He's an amazing person, and I'm going to kind of hold off on who that's going to be here for just a moment and talk about a couple of other things. You know, we are in the heyday in real estate. I keep saying this, but, you know, new home builders, new home sales are through the roof. New numbers just came out. They're higher than ever. We are in a booming area here, fortunately, for us here in the Tampa Bay area, and for those markets that this show is appearing in are just, you know, the numbers are unbelievable, and the opportunities that provides us as realtors, and also, by the way, everyone in the real estate industry, right? From the tradespeople, the construction people, the mortgage lenders, the appraisers, the title agencies. I mean, this is the time. And it's an amazing time because, hey, it's great to be in this industry where we get to help people find their dream homes. I get excited about it every time that I start to think about it or talk about it. But hey, we've got a great show. We've got the Mortgage Minute this week is back. With Guild Mortgage. I want to thank them. We'll be seeing that here in just a few minutes. And we've also got Realtor of the Week, great surprise, a rock star that's going to be named Realtor of the Week this week. And we've got some other exciting things that are right on the cusp. I'll probably be sharing with you next week when we talk about a live event that we're going to be kind of partnering with some lenders, some title agencies, some you name it. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a huge event in Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area. So if you're here, you will not want to miss it. It's going to be at an amazing venue, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag officially next week on the show. And you guys will definitely want to be there. It's going to be the event of the year for 2018. We're going to do it in January, and we'll fill you in on the details. But in the meantime, today we're going to be talking about a very interesting, and this is going to be news for a lot of you. In fact, our realtors, our local Realtors Association, my wife just went and learned some things about this, and we have the authority, and I'm talking about the authority when it comes to this particular subject matter. But we're going to talk about a reverse mortgage, but a reverse purchase mortgage. And I'll let the guests clarify that in a moment. But when we come back, we are going to have in studio Mr. Michael Banner, and he is the president of Professional Mortgage Alliance. Now, Michael, I said he's the authority. Michael's appeared on just multiple shows, TV shows, has traveled all over, is accredited in just a tremendous amount of states in the U.S., on teaching. He provided training with CE credits for many years. This is the guy when it comes to this, and we're so honored to have him on the show. So we're going to be back in just a moment, and we're going to get into this subject, and make sure that you have a notepad, because this is going to be something that you're going to want to be taking notes. By the way, like and share the show. If you have realtor friends that this is, and by the way, if you have a realtor friend, this is something that they want to hear today. This show is for you. It is for realtors. So builders, realtors, this subject is going to be very important. So make sure that you're liking and sharing the show, and make sure everyone gets the opportunity to see this. So Robbie, my producer, if you'll take it away, we're going to go to a quick break, and you can enjoy the next Mortgage Minute by Guild Mortgage. We'll be right back with Michael Banner.
Hey guys, Erica Davis with Guild Mortgage here again for your weekly Mortgage Minute. Last week we spoke about FHA financing and how it's kind of gotten a bad rap, but do not discount it. It's a great product, and again, it can help you to capture more buyers and sell more homes. This week I want to talk to you about the appraisal process with FHA financing, or really any government financing for that matter. They do have to be a government endorsed appraiser, or they have to be certified for either FHA, VA, or USDA appraisals. So it is slightly more involved, but what they're looking for is any health and safety issues. That's really their main concern. concern. It is not to nitpick the appraisal or to do a home inspection. Absolutely not. They are not going to do that, so don't let that scare you either. But again, they're just looking for health and safety issues. So if there's broken glass, maybe a faulty railing, those sorts of things would need to be addressed. But other than that, you should be good to go.
Hey, welcome back to the show. You're watching Under Contract Live, and today, kind of teased this earlier, but I said, this ain't your daddy's reverse mortgage. There's something new on the block here, and we have the man in the house that is really the expert when it comes to this area. I kind of joke around. Thank you, Michael, for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Michael Banner, president of Professional Mortgage Alliance, and, I kind of clued the crowd in, if you will, to your kind of resume. You've been on show after show. You've done this for many years.
Yes.
There's something new and exciting that you're going to share with us today, which is amazing. But before we get started, I just want to remind the audience that we will take live comments. So if you are watching the show and you have a question for Michael, I think this is really important today that it's interactive. So if there's a question that comes up, we have the expert right here. I know I probably wouldn't be able to answer it, but I know that Michael will be. So those of you that are tuning in and commenting, Karen Clark, and thanks for joining the show. Chris Dickerson, Jennifer, I probably need my glasses. I have to go like this to read the last names. But the point is, hey, we're monitoring the show live today, so you want to make sure that you're asking anything that would come up with our guest, Michael Banner. So Michael, without any further ado, first of all, thanks for your time.
Thanks for inviting me to be here. It's exciting to be here.
I appreciate that. So let's talk a little bit, maybe just a brief history of who you are, and then let's get into what's new when it comes to reverse mortgage.
Right. Very, very brief history. Been in the mortgage industry, I hate to admit this, 35 years. About 10 years ago, did a reverse mortgage for a relative. Never had done one. My company was a direct FHA lender. Never did one. Did one for a relative. It literally changed their lives, and that's it. Changed my career. I became a reverse mortgage person. Lots of accreditations that your audience probably is not that interested in. But yes, I've written for the Wall Street Journal, senior market advisor, been involved in many radio shows on ABC, CBS, Fox News, blah, 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 as a reverse mortgage expert. But my claim, or at least my emotional part, is this: the HECM for purchase. As an old mortgage guy, I do business with real estate agents.
Yeah,
this is what I do for the last 35 years.
I could tell that when we were talking before the show. I knew that you had a passion, and you had a passion for realtors, which is, for me, that's the most exciting part, because the show is obviously directed to realtors. So real excited about that. So let's get into this HECM purchase. And before we do, let's talk about the fact just for a minute that, we're in the Tampa Bay area. The show is broadcast in some of the other really hot markets like, Raleigh, Charlotte, just booming areas, Texas, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, Phoenix, some of these really hot markets around the country. And what we're seeing here in Florida, and I don't know if this maybe is why you're here, stationed in Florida, but and I won't even get into the Corvette conversation that we had earlier. But I love the fact that you're here in Florida. But I would think that this is really a feeding ground for you, because we have the senior retirement community that comes here, and what's happening right now in the Tampa Bay area
is unbelievable
with the construction when it comes to 55 plus communities. I'm guessing this is creating a huge opportunity for you, and most importantly, realtors and new home builders.
Yeah, it's not my original home, but home has been in Florida for a lot of years now. And to be in the retirement capital of the world, and that's what we are, the retirement capital of the world, selling and being passionate about a product that you have to be 62 years old and above to even qualify for. And here I am in Florida, where, the average age of a person in Florida is 112, something like that. This is the state to be reverse mortgage. So although I do these things all over the country, when I am home talking about my passion, the HECM for purchase, it's a great place to do it. And seniors today are not like, I'm the oldest person in the room lately, so not like my parents or grandparents who bought their house and then they retired. And with it, today's seniors are going to be living for another 20, 30 years into their 90s, and they want an active lifestyle. And quite frankly, this mortgage goes past buying a house. It literally frees up tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in liquidity for them to have that great life now that they're living till 90. It's a very impactful mortgage that affects all ways of lives. But today, the main thing it affects for us in this show is real estate agents will sell more homes. They will sell more expensive homes. Because remember, these clients don't have a payment. And builders will sell more expensive homes because when people don't have payments, they tend to buy a lot more extras.
Right.
So it's a life changer.
Yeah, and I love what's happening because a couple of the things, a couple of things that I just heard from you, when we talked about the change in the senior market, the seniors aren't just staying in that home that they were in forever.
No.
Now they're selling it, they're moving, they're coming to Florida, they're going to be active, right? So, they're going to be doing what they want to do in their retirement years. And that's really one of the things that have changed and created this opportunity. But another thing that I wanted to get into was, I need to be in your class, number one, because I need to understand this better. So I'll be asking from the kind of a layman's side. But, when I thought of reverse mortgages in the past, or, you see Ed McMahon on TV advertising it a few years back, you think, okay, wait a second. They're going to come in, they're going to give me a little equity or something, and then they're going to come get our home right before we die.
That's the number one myth.
Right.
And it is. And it's a myth that continues to put a gray cloud, over this industry, not for the last few years, but believe it or not, the first reverse mortgage was done in the early 1960s.
Okay.
So we're talking 50 years of people going, oh, wow, they give you some money and then they take your house. Nothing could be further from the truth. In a reverse mortgage, whether it's the traditional that you see today with the Tom Selleck commercial and Fonzie and Robert Wagner, in the middle of the night when they're, right next to the commercial with the Ronco, slicer dicer and the Miracle Ladder. Whether you're talking about that or the purchase reverse mortgage, the house is in the client's name. The title is in the client's name. There is no way, no how that the lender is going to get your house unless you don't pay your taxes or insurance. Now, that is a default.
Sure.
And I don't care if you have a regular mortgage
it doesn't
or
matter who you are.
That's America. Don't pay your taxes, somebody's taking your house. But other than that, one of the beautiful things about America, one of the many beautiful things, is in this country, the only way to lose your home is to not make your payments. There are no payments on a reverse mortgage. So when you hear somebody go, oh, yes, my grandfather had a reverse mortgage and the lender took his house. No, Grandpa didn't pay his taxes, maybe.
Right.
And nobody came and took Grandpa's house.
Right.
So that's the number one myth. You're right.
Yeah, and then the next thing, and that I also want to clarify this as we move into kind of the next subject matter, because this is really what we came here for, is the fact that this is not, we're not talking about, in this particular subject, a refinance or whatnot. Now we're talking about how we can use that reverse mortgage to actually go out and purchase a new home, partner with new home builders, partner with realtors, to actually be able to sell the home and more home. You're going to do something. If you have a client that's a senior and you're not up on this, you're going to miss a huge, huge opportunity. Let's talk about what that opportunity really is for realtors and builders.
Absolutely. A lot of people, I'd say 90% of the real estate agents and builders in this country don't even know this product exists. They know the reverse mortgage that they see on TV. There are no commercials for this reverse mortgage. But the truth of the matter is 8 years ago, 2009, early 2009, HERA, the Housing Economic Recovery Act that was, going to save our country, real great job that it did. That 12,000-page bill had 11 pages in it that created an entirely new reverse mortgage, the HECM for purchase. And by the way, a reverse mortgage is a HECM, a home equity conversion mortgage. A reverse mortgage, those words reverse mortgage, they're slang. It came from the old days where, wow, you're giving me money instead of me. That's like a mortgage in reverse. Well,
I knew I needed to go to your class because I didn't know what that was. I thought it was like, what the heck am I doing here?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. What the heck am we doing? But the HECM for purchase, commonly known as the purchase reverse mortgage, was created 9 years ago. And really and truly, many great minds in the country, much greater than mine, thought that this was going to just change the way people buying their dream retirement home, change the whole entire senior real estate market. It hasn't. It's been very rough to get this product across to licensed real estate agents and builders. And for a lot of reasons. That great cloud that we talked about a few minutes ago.
Yes.
I don't want to lose the house. Can't happen. Quite frankly, it used to be very expensive. It no longer is. It's very competitive. So, some of those gray clouds had some truth to them.
Yeah.
But in today's world, when a person comes and wants to, let's just say, let's pick a number, purchase a house for $300,000. I'm going to give a real example.
Sure.
They just came from Michigan where they've been shoveling snow for X amount of years.
Right. Very common.
Can't wait to get to Florida.
Right.
So they come here, they have $300,000. Now, they may have X amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars in their retirement accounts and other places, but their financial planner, their son, their daughter, their lawyer said, when you go to Florida to retire, spend the same amount of money that you just made on your previous house. That makes sense. That's what we all tell.
Sure.
That's what we all do. Don't touch your cash reserves. That makes sense. So they go into the local real estate person or builder. I want to move and I want to spend $300,000. And of course, the licensed real estate agent, the builder, shows them what they have available for $300,000. And like most buyers, I don't care who you are and where you are in the country, it wasn't quite what they expected. But they're going to buy something, and they were going to write a check for $300,000. Now enter the purchase reverse mortgage. The real estate agent shows them, let's just for a second say, a house for $350,000, or the builder shows them a different model for $350,000.
Okay.
What happens? They fall in love. The extra amenities, the bigger pool, blah, blah, blah. It's great. But they don't want to spend $350,000. They want to spend $300,000. So the real estate agent or the builder representative is going to go, well, that's no problem. Could you take an extra $50,000 out of savings? We don't want to do that. I could get you a mortgage. We don't want a mortgage payment. We're in retirement. Enter the purchase, the HECM for purchase. Now let's fast forward 4 to 6 weeks later to the closing. Okay.
All right.
We're at a closing. They didn't buy their $300,000 house that they were going to settle for. They bought a $350,000 house with all the extras that they love. That's number one. That's what we've accomplished. Because they bought their dream retirement home, they're sending lots and lots of referrals to their favorite real estate agent or builder. They're happy.
Sure.
Number two, we've accomplished the goal of no payments during retirement. It's a purchase reverse mortgage. They still have no payments. Number three, when they met that real estate agent or builder, weren't they going to write a check for $300,000?
Yeah, that's
well,
correct.
with the purchase reverse mortgage, they were only going to write a check basically for about 60% if they're in their mid to early 60s.
Okay.
About 60% of that $350,000. 60% of $350,000 is $210,000. So when I met you, I was going to write you a check for $300,000. I bought a bigger house, but I only came to closing with $210,000. Do you have an extra $90,000 in the bank because you did a purchase? Again, you got your dream retirement home. You have no monthly payments, and you have an extra $90,000.
Yeah.
Again, don't tell me you're not sending this real estate agent every friend you have. But there's one more that I have to apologize to the real estate agent for. I'm sorry. Is your commission based on a $300,000 sale or $350,000? Did we just and with integrity, with honesty?
Sure.
We didn't upsell people that couldn't afford it. We didn't.
Right.
We literally moved them from the house that they would have settled for to their dream retirement home. We met their goal of no payments. They have extra money to put back in their savings, and I raised the real estate agent's commission. For the life of us, we can't understand why every real estate agent and builder in the country is not wrapping their arms around this.
Well, I think I understand. I think that it's and you tell me if you agree, but I think it's just a lack of them really knowing what your product is.
It's a lack of
Quite
knowing
frankly.
it, and it's like most of the people don't know it exists, and those who do think the wrong thing about it. But it was also bad timing, truthfully. Again, this was brought to us in 2009, right at the height of the bubble bursting. Things were going crazy. Real estate agents and mortgage people and builders were suffering very badly for a couple of years. So you had a couple of years where nobody wanted to hear anything, of, quite frankly, other than survival.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
we lost hundreds of thousands of real estate agents in Florida between 2008 and 2012. That's just Florida.
Right.
Then 2013 came, the boom is back. Do you want to learn about a new mortgage product? No, I'm finally making a living again. So it really was bad timing for 5 or 6 years. But now I have probably, to be exact, probably educated maybe 5,000 or 6,000 real estate agents in the last couple of years in assorted states that have taken our classes
Right.
on what the purchase reverse mortgage is. And I can tell you it's changing the real estate agent's life. and it's changing the client's life too. That's what's amazing.
Yeah, and I see the real estate associations are also trying to get the word out, because this is a win-win really for everyone.
Yeah.
And especially I think about the builders. You mentioned the fact that realtors are going to walk away with a client that just got more than what they had hoped. And they're walking away really with more money in their pocket, not touching their reserves, but actually coming out with a surplus of money that they're going to want to spend, because they're now still living actively, and that just added to the ability to live the way they want to live.
Exactly.
Without pension worrying. As we get older, we worry more, obviously, kind of natural thing, about security. But and then I think about the margins for the builder when they're able to kind of move up into the next home and maybe add the tile they wanted to add, or that upgraded pool. Well, there's your margin. So
It is amazing. We've met people, pre-qualified people throughout the country, excuse me, who have said, "Look, my budget is $300,000. I'm not spending a penny more." Mm-hmm. And then it's the builder builds the house. Of course, this is an FHA loan, so I can't do a construction loan.
Sure.
But I do the end commitment.
Okay.
And yet, a month before they close, I get the updated contract, and it says $412,000. And I've kidded clients going, "Weren't you the people that said I will not spend more than $300?" That was before we learned about the purchase reverse mortgage. We were saving $150,000, so we spent an extra $100,000 on the house. We made it perfect, and I still have extra $50,000 in no payment. So, this in fact is a builder's dream.
Yeah.
People are going to take the best options when there's no payment. There's no way to get around it.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to builders and kind of, we're going to have builders tuning in, those who work for builders. How does a builder, kind of have a conversation with you and talk about all the details, how they would actually present it, how they would set it up? Because let's even if they realize, well, yeah, that sounds like a good opportunity, but then there's the whole thing wrapped around how do we operationally insert it into our process.
Absolutely. Well, you can contact me 3 different ways. You can email me at mbanner, BANNER, at pmanow.com. mbanner at pmanow.com. You can give me a call at 727-224-3859. We have a beautiful website, of course. It's a long one, www.professionalmortgagealliance.com. I couldn't get pma.com. Somebody took it. www.professionalmortgagealliance.com. But like everything else, like you and I, when we first talked, it starts with a conversation. Yep. Until that builder or real estate agent or broker who owns the agency or general manager of the builder understands this, and then it's unbelievable.
Well, let me ask you this now that because I just thought about this. I was at a broker's office this morning sharing some information about new home build process and whatnot. But to me, this is an opportunity, and I'll just ask you on the air, maybe put you on the spot. But if there's a broker out there that has agents that need, and they, obviously as brokers, they want to provide value to their agents.
Absolutely.
If brokers were interested in you coming in and just sharing what this is so that realtors could understand it, would you be open to that?
Oh, absolutely. We do something besides a very long class, which I recommend one day. But in the beginning, what our favorite thing to do is to come into a real estate office, or a builder's office to meet with all their reps, or their realtors, or their salespeople. We do a 1-hour lunch and learn. Quite frankly, I bring lunch. We sit for an hour. It's a beautiful PowerPoint presentation. It's to the point, and quite frankly, it dispels the myth versus the reality. Because if the salespeople or the agents don't believe in this, quite frankly, if they wouldn't do it for their own mom, they're not going to suggest it to a particular.
And they're also
they have to believe in it.
Yeah, and they're not going to bring it up if they don't feel that they're confident about talking about it, because they don't want to look like obvious reasons. Yeah, and you want to make sure that you understand it when you present it.
And you want to believe in it and present it with honesty and integrity.
Exactly.
Every one of my classes throughout the country, I start with, reverse mortgages, myth versus reality. And at the end of that first hour, possibly, of a 3-hour class, my lunch and learn is only an hour. I say to them, if you don't believe in this now, if you wouldn't do this for your mom or your dad, don't come back for the second hour of the class. because shame on you. Why would you
Right.
suggest this to a client
Yeah,
if you don't believe in it?
Yeah, the thing is, selling when you're sold is unethical.
Yeah,
So-
that's exactly right.
So you gotta
Especially
be sold
this.
before you sell.
Especially this is our moms and our dads. It
Yes.
could be their last mortgage of their life. Could be. I hope not. But yeah, these are our moms and our dads. We want to treat them extra special. We have marketing material that can be co-branded, that can go into the model homes. We have a website. We have a lot of stuff. You know, it's a nice company. I've been doing this for a while, and like you said in the beginning, it's my passion. It's kind of neat to do something for a living that you're also passionate about.
Well, Michael, thank you so much. I mean,
you.
it's great to get this message out there, and I just feel like it's an opportunity here for not only brokers but especially builders. Also, all of the builders have weekly meetings with their sales consultant. We're always looking as builders. I know that you're looking to add value to your sales meeting, but not only that, but here's something that everybody kind of walks away a winner, and it can increase sales. That's the big thing. Create more revenue and some happy clients along the way. So reach out to Michael. I'll make sure that those of you who are looking at the broadcast after the live broadcast, I'll make sure that we have the website and the phone numbers and the contact info on the screen for you so that you can reach out to Michael. But again, if you want the guy who has pretty much shared with with agents in almost every state, right?
Pretty much, at least 40 of the 50 states.
Yeah, 40 of 50 states, been on network TV, radio shows, written books. I mean, this is the guy. And here's an opportunity right here in the Tampa Bay area. And I'm guessing, if it makes sense, Michael, I'm sure also travels or provides something for those out of the area. So
yeah, again, coming to a room full of real estate agents or builder representatives to present this Again, I've been blessed enough I do it for a living, and it's a passion. So absolutely, would love to meet everybody.
Awesome. So we're gonna real quickly announce the Realtor of the Week. Bear with me while I kind of change my screen, and I want to thank all of you who are tuning in. I promised you I was going to get to the comments, but I didn't do a lot of them. But Lorianne Morse, thank you for tuning in. Jonathan Rath, Michelle Curtin, Heather Allred, Brian McNeil, Mabry Cabrai, Heather Holmes, and more. Thanks for tuning in. And for those of you that can't watch at this particular hour during the live show, as you watch the broadcast, go ahead and comment. Michael will have access to the broadcast later. If you have a comment, I'm sure he'll answer it. We'll monitor and make sure that we have answers. So let's announce a Realtor of the Week. Realtor of the Week. Michael is someone that I choose that I just see out there getting it done, is the bottom line. Realtors that are active, that are doing things that are just impressive, that attract customers and do the right thing. And I'm going to pull up this week's, and we'll do a little drum roll here. Let's see. Do I have it? Let's see. There it is. Here she is. It is Jill. And I know Jill, but she's been married not too long ago, and she has a new last name, and I hope I pronounce this right, but it's Dojka. I'm gonna go with Dojka.
One of those is right.
Doka.
Yes.
Jill, we love you, and Jill, you have just been doing amazing things. As a matter of fact, I think recently I Googled you. Or I Googled something. I didn't even Google you, Jill. I Googled something, and there's Jill at the top of the internet Google search with something to do with homes, and I just loved that. But JillSellsTampa.com. Just visit Jill at JillSellsTampa.com. Find out more about her. As you can see, beautiful website, by the way, Jill. And you have Jill's contact information there. Make sure that you reach out to Jill. Let her know that she was Realtor of the Week. Because they don't know in advance. I just kind of surprise them. Yeah, so I'll tag Jill, though. She'll probably find out very soon. But congratulations to Jill. I appreciate that. You are the Realtor of the Week. For that, you can come by the studio and grab your free water. We give a bottled water to the Realtor of the Week.
It's a large bottle.
It's a large bottle. It's a good bottle. Good bottle. But anyway, no, thank you so much, Michael, for hanging in there with us. And we're going to close out the show. And next week, and I think you'll appreciate this, Michael. So we were talking a little bit about the car business before we started the show, but next week is how to negotiate like a car dealer. How to negotiate like a car dealer. And we have car dealers turned real estate pros.
Oh, yeah.
And wait till you hear the story. Wait till you hear the story. The reason they became realtors, or in this case, this particular person that I'm talking about, it's actually a husband and wife team. I believe the wife will be joining us, and I'm not gonna announce who that is yet until after the show. We'll start promoting it. But the reason that she became a realtor is that she began investing in homes to flip, and they were finding homes, but they kept going through realtors trying to find a realtor that would negotiate a better deal for them and couldn't do it. So they're like, well, we'll just get our license and negotiate.
And do it.
And then all of a sudden it exploded and now they're on fire with real estate.
Sometimes people make fun of car salesmen, but they close deals.
Oh yeah, they're taught to close.
Close the deal.
Close now.
Close now.
Because we're used to, you know, if we can't do it now, you're gone, right? So, but it does go back to, by the way, if you're selling a product that you're sold on, closing is a favor for the customer.
That's exactly right.
So, anyway, we're out. We thank you for watching Under Contract Live. I'm going to do one thing as we go to our final commercial. I'm going to give you these, Michael, and we're just going to toss these at the camera as we end the show.
We do that.
So, yeah. Thank you so much. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll see you next week on Under Contract Live. Hashtag boom.
Cool. That's a good way to end. Thanks for tuning in to Under Contract Live. We'll see you next week in our brand new studio. Hashtag boom.